So I made my decision on Palantir. We'll go over what position I decided to make. And I'm a red on the day, but it's a small red day. So let's take a look at that first. So Palantir is down 14 cents here on the day. Sofi is down 9. Tesla is down $2.50. Overall, down day and very small, right? Not any huge moves made here in my account. And then I made a move on Palantir and I ended up selling a call. So I'm down $66 on the day. You can see my net liquidation on the screenshot that I took here is $11,536. So we are down overall to start the week, but like I said, not too much, not a big move here on the P&L. That's good to see when you're trying to manage risk. So two things happened here today on the trades that I placed. I sold a call, collected 16 cents here, $16 because I've got one put, and it's going to expire in 11 days. It's the last day of May. That'll be next Friday. Not this coming Friday, but next Friday. I decided to make that move because of what I saw on the chart today. So we'll go into the charts here in a minute, but first, I want to show you TFLO here. So I sold 35 shares of TFLO today, and the reason why I did that is, for one, I have a margin account. I have money tied up in TFLO, and it was covered by my put that I was selling on Palantir. Now that I own the shares, TastyTrade is saying, hey, I need some capital to cover those shares. Whenever it was a put that I was selling, I didn't have as much capital that I had to require here in the account. So now I had a negative balance in my cash, and so I had to make a move. I freed up 35 shares to keep my positive cash balance here. We go up here and it says BAL. It was negative like $1,700 today. And it's because now I own 100 shares. It's not just a put contract I own anymore. I own the 100 shares. And so TastyTrade is requiring me to have more cash on hand. So now that I have a positive balance, because I sold the 35 shares, I don't get charged any margin. So I have to keep an eye on that, especially if I'm using more shares than I have in cash. Using that margin account in TFLO, I need to be able to manage that amount as it changes when I own more shares versus contracts and options. So that's the trick there, is to always watch how much cash you have. And if you have a settled cash balance that's negative, then you're going to be charged margin. So it's good to keep an eye on that. Watch that settled cash balance. It's going to tell you whether or not you're going to have to owe something in maintenance or in margin. Let's take a look at Palantir's chart. We can see here that it dipped down below the 80 MA, and it did that this morning. I decided to go ahead and, you know what? I'm not seeing a big rush up to $23 right now. We have to break the 50-day moving average to do that. Let's go ahead and sell a call at $23 and collect $16 there. So if the price goes up past $23, that's okay. I can roll that call out in time, or I can let it get assigned, and I'll come out ahead. I'll have over $100 here. I'll have $117 here that I would have as income if I ended up getting assigned at $23. So I am perfectly fine selling that call at $23, rolling it out in time here, and just waiting for that opportunity for it to come up. Now, I don't want to have to get rid of the shares, but I'm playing a trading game. This is not a long-term hold game, which I'd like to do with Palantir, but all in all, I am doing options trading here using the wheel strategy, and I'm able to collect a steady amount of money no matter what the stock decides to do. And if you remember back whenever I opened the position on Palantir, I sold my put at around $24.50 or so, and then the stock price decided to go down after earnings, and I'm still making money on it. So it's really great to see that even though I made a mistake and the price went and gapped down really big, if I would have bought these shares up here, I'd be in the red big time. But because I sold a put at $23 and I collected $100, now my break even is at 22. We're trading at 21.62, and I'm very close to break even right now. Even though I made a mistake, I'm very close to break even. So that's the reason why I stick with selling puts instead of just owning the stock, because then I'd be in trouble all the way up here. And for one, I wouldn't have bought the stock all the way up here anyways before earnings because of the risk. But selling a put, I collect a good premium, and then I can also continue to collect premium, let it get assigned below that peak, and then start selling calls. So it's always chasing premium. So looking at the chart though, at the end of the day, we started seeing a pushback up past the 80 MA. So we're still floating between this 80 MA, 21 EMA move here. It's still in this consolidation phase. The closes are very tight together, so we're very consolidated here between the sellers and the buyers here, and we're not seeing a breakout. So there's a lot of uncertainty with the direction of the stock. So it's just a matter of time before we find out what's going to happen. If it continues to go down, then I'm going to collect more money on my call, and I can roll it out in time to continue to collect that premium. And I'm just waiting to be right. I'm just waiting on the opportunity to get assigned and collecting money along the way. Looking at Sofi's chart here, it's red overall. All my positions were red, but we're still following that upward trending line here. And so we are honoring that. We do have some resistance at the 50-day moving average. So we could see some, a battle here between the sellers and buyers. So it could be a little bit of a challenge. We do have kind of a base here. It's a supply line. So that could be a struggle as well with that 50 moving day. So I think we're going to continue to see this, but if we break it, we're going to be going back down, around that 680 level, I believe. So we'll definitely be testing that $7 range. So not the end of the world for me. I have a 750 put that I'm selling, and I rolled up. Right now, I have nearly $100 in profit right here. So if it decides to go down, my break-even point is around that $7 range right now. And so I don't have a problem owning the shares in this range. Because I am green on it, it's not a big loss. And to have my break even around $7, that's great for Sofi. And so my goal is with Sofi to be a long-term shareholder. I believe it's a good company. It's at a good price, especially for how the company is performing right now. So I'm not worried about the price and where my puts are. So being at 750 with the premium that I've collected is pretty good for me. And looking at Tesla, again, we are seeing this base forming out after the decline, this pullback from the giant gap that it had. And it looks like we are starting to form this base from a cup, right? So we have the bottom, we have the side of the cup here, and we have the bottom forming. It could be, if we see a push up here at some point, there's no telling when, we could start seeing a cup formation form from Tesla. But I'm a long-term shareholder of Tesla, so I have no worries about what happens to the stock price right now. And I just want to watch it to keep an eye on what's going on. And so far, we are seeing a nice base form out here. So I'm a new options trader, and I'm on a learning journey, and I want to share what I learned along the way with you. And so if you want to follow me, hit that subscribe button. And if this video was a help to you, hit the like button, and we will see you on the next video.